Hello there, ladies and gentlemen of that humble internet. Ryan here, aka the Ryan Man. Continuing on with our final season of Ryan Man's Bizarre Adventures in Katawa Shoujo. Ryan, we're getting tired of the Katawa Shoujo, the anime, the visual novel stuff. I understand this. I do. I understand the people, like, what few subscribers I have are leaving in droves. Please understand one thing. I am trying to turn a lot of things around, and I'm not even talking about my YouTube channel, I'm just talking about me. And one of the things in particular is I need more of a commitment to things to finish them, even if it's as simple as a video game, right? Too many things on my channel are left up in the air, unfinished, if only because, oh, not enough people are watching them. I can think of at least one person, my buddy Linus, who would love to see how I finish out the Shizune storyline. And just finally close the book on one of, if not the longest running series on my channel. That's one's not a joke. In terms of long-running series, there is this, and then there's World War II Online. And World War II Online is basically eventually going to take the reins as the longest running series, because being that's a multiplayer game, that has no end. There's always going to be some new challenge to try, or new feature to tweak around with, or literally just running around shooting at nothing just for the sake of it. Katawa Shoujo. Say that again like I didn't have a stroke. Katawa Shoujo. It had a beginning. There is obviously a middle. We're getting to that end. I will see this done. I will see all these visual novel stuff done. I will. I promise. As a man, I will promise that I will finish what I started. Because if I can't follow through on a promise as simple and small as going through a visual novel, dating simulator, whatever, mind you, How can a man keep his promise for the larger stuff? So we're building blocks here. What was I doing? Oh, we finished the festival. We're finishing festivals in a couple of things. No, wait, that's not a festival in Winds of Change. That's like a ball. I won't count that. We're finishing festivals. They're done. They're over with. My lordy, we had the last school festival of Katawa Shoujo. Oh my goodness. The more we continue, I guess now I'm just delaying the inevitable. The more I continue, the closer we're going to get to the end of this. Like, holy smoke. The next morning, I recall what a perfect night last night was. So much that I can't stop thinking about it. Hisao definitely had a better night than some other people that I can think of. One friend in particular had to wake up this morning to a burst pipe in his basement. He knows who he is. I will not name drop him. But friend, how do you feel like that the fictional character had a better evening? He's not going to care, because he's not going to watch this. It's probably not the most appropriate time to reminisce, since I have a test first period. It's so unfair. How can they do this? They hold a festival that is the culmination of what has to be at least a few weeks' worth of work on a Sunday, and then follow up with exams starting the very next morning. Oh, Hisao is in for a very, 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 very rude awakening. Once he graduates, he wants to talk about unfair. It's gotta be some kind of sick joke. I'm not too worried about it, but I wonder if they really couldn't have hold off at least for another week. No! Because that's called the real world. It keeps spinning! Well, at least the weather this morning is nice enough that I can study outside before the class. It's a lot more refreshing out here than it would be in the classroom. Not to mention how quiet it is. I'm starting to think that everyone else will be sleeping in pretty late today. I put down the notes I'm reviewing for a second and stare out at the school grounds, still littered with festival stalls. I don't envy the people who have to clean that up. But knowing Shizune, she's gonna make me clean it up. Looking at them now in the daytime, without paper lanterns or crowds of people to draw my attention away from them, I noticed something peculiar. A lot of the stalls that Shizune, Misha, and I visited last night also happened to be the ones that we worked on. Ellipses. That's cute. Did Shizune come up with this? It had to be intentional, especially knowing her. Did she hope that I would catch on and see the fruit of our labors? Speak of the devil! And she will arrive! I hear footsteps crunching in the grass behind me and turn around. I feel slightly paranoid, but all I find is Shizune standing there with an innocuous look on her face. I should try to write a story about a deaf person in a zombie apocalypse. I know Walking Dead tried to touch upon this. I remember that from one of the seasons before I dropped off on watching because even the plot was getting a little too ludicrous even for me. And that's saying something from the zombie fanatic over here. Ellipses! Good morning, I say to the deaf person. Don't tell my sister, but sometimes I pretend I'm talking to her, mouthing actual words, without actually saying anything. Yes, I'm going to lay this down right now. I am a terrible person. I've never said I was a good person. Anyone who says that they're a good person is probably lying to you. And I am the only person who will make fun of my sister. Anyone else tries to do that for her being deaf, I will basically slap the taste out of their asshole. Why do I keep forgetting that she can't hear me? I don't know. Why did you keep forgetting that Lily is flippin' blind? It's probably because I've gotten so used to Misha translating for both of us that I haven't actually run into any situations where I was forced to acknowledge Shizune's deafness and the problems that it could stem from it. I think yesterday was the first. I gave her a wave anyway. Hi! Y'all can't see me, but y'all can imagine the wave I was given with when I was going, hi! I can at least do this much. But I'm not even going to pretend for a minute that I could hold up a conversation with her, considering my ignorance of sign language. I have been slowly relearning American Sign Language, by the way. Oh, shoot, what else have I been slowly picking up over the last few weeks? Oh yeah, trying to relearn German. I've really been doing all this just to mess with my coworkers. Don't say it's me becoming a better person. Oh, wait. Would it be rude to just go back to my notes? I don't really know what else I could do. So I try to play charades instead. Where's Misha? Yeah. We're doing this. We're actually doing this. I want to have enough hope. I want to have enough hope in my boy Hisao here that he's not trying to actually play charades. Not because I can't understand you. You two were always together anyway, so I'm not used to seeing you apart. I know it's silly, but for some reason talking to her makes me feel less awkward. You know what? I get it. I kind of do. You gotta remember, she's deaf, but she's still a person. So, yeah, it's just talking to her like she's a normal person. I get it. I do. You're still an idiot who needs to be smacked against the back of the skull, but I get it. Oh my! I don't know what that was. Surprisingly, she doesn't get mad at all. She starts sighing, but it's different than usual. Shizune's hands move more slowly, and the gestures are simpler. I quickly realize that this isn't sign language at all, and she's just flipping me off. but she's still attempting to communicate with me. So, is this the sign language equivalent of breaking it down into layman's terms? I'm terrified that if I attempt to gesticulate back, I just look like a total dumbass. The ship has sailed on that one, my boy. The look on Shizune's face tells me that she is starting to think that trying to have any kind of back and forth like this is not exactly the best way to accomplish things. There has to be a better way. Writing on a pad? Well, I do have paper and pencil. What else, though? Cell phones? I don't really have much use for mine here, so I barely carry it around. And I don't know if Shizune even has one. Bless her heart, and I'm not even saying that in the weird, like, subtle jab of someone go flip themselves. She's still trying with my ignorant butt. She takes the initiative, holding up a finger to ask for a pause before pulling out a pad and pen from her bag and writing a single word on it. If she calls me idiot, she gets a point. All this, all of that, all the heartache, all the gestures, all the me yelling at my boy Hisao, just so that she could finish saying, hello! All for a single word. I stare blankly at her and receive a similar but somehow more intimidating stare in response. She nudges the pad in my direction forcefully, clearly wanting me to reply. Good morning. Shizune beams with a disproportionate amount of happiness. She starts twirling her pen triumphantly as she thinks about where to go from here. Oh, come on, it's not like we just invented fire. Shizune pushes up her glasses curtly, as if she had heard me, and then starts writing at a furious pace. And in this one moment, I don't think I've ever come across someone that made me so terrified at the word right. But my boy's an idiot. We've established this a long time ago in Season 1. I'm confused. Am I supposed to take it for her and write okay now? I would, but that's because I'm an ass. No. What I would actually do is I would take it from her, I would flip the paper, and I would literally just write K and hand it back to her. Please. Please tell me that's an option. Please tell me I'm about to get a choice and I can do that. I will do that in a heartbeat. This is about the furthest thing I can imagine from a smooth flowing conversation. It makes me envy the ease in which Musha is able to communicate with Shizune. Are you studying for the test? I'm pretty sure I can get away with answering simple yes or no questions like this with the nods. You are here very early. Most people sleep in late after the festival. That means you are abnormal. We're entering a sad world where getting up early to do stuff because we have to is considered abnormal, and I don't know if I like this. Is that so? You're here too. Before handing the response back to her, though, I remember what I'd noticed earlier and add. Yesterday was fun. I noticed today that I built a lot of the stalls we went to. Maybe that's why they were so familiar. Was this another game? How is this a game? How is any of this a game? If you built the bloody stalls, you wouldn't... I'm I'm now officially thinking too much into this. She shakes her head from side to side indignantly. No tricks. I thought that because you had made those stalls, they were the most important ones. We had to visit them, because everyone should be able to appreciate the fruit of their labors. I wanted you to be able to see and enjoy what you had done. That's actually really nice. I'm sort of touched. Still, I have to wonder why she would go out of her way. And I ask as much in my response. Can I screen cap that? So I can probably... Someone's going to screen cap that. Someone's probably going to screen cap that, and if I was actually a popular figure, this could probably have been used for memes. I get attacked enough? In Doki Doki, thank you? I did not need this. I say... Forgetting that Katawa Shoujo is literally a B-17 bomber carpet bombing with the Fields bombs? Yeah, I feel like that's accurate. Now I want to play War Thunder talking about B-17 bombers. I want to say that I was depressed for days, but stop. Because I'm a man, and I'm learning again that you keep that shit on the inside. It's true, I was moping quite a bit, and not being any too subtle about it half the time. Either, so it's possible that she knew. Is everything she did just to cheer me up then? Arigato! I mumble before I can catch myself, but Shizune doesn't seem to care. I write it down instead, and she nods once, as if unused to it. The silence between us grows more vast with each passing second. And there's nothing I can do to break it. Having to write everything down on paper kind of destroys any hope of trying to be casual. Good luck on the exam. Shizune pushes the pad in front of my eyes, breaking my concentration. Taking the invitation again. Initiative again, as always. As she walks into the school building, I can't help feeling a little sad. That felt like the longest 20 minutes of my life. Hey, coincidentally, that's literally what everyone says after watching one of my videos. And all because it's so alien to me. It's so alien to me to have a face-to-face conversation with someone by passing notes to each other that I can't help coming up blank most of the time. It makes me want to learn sign language. That's easier said than done. Although in a school like Yamaku, they might very well have sign language classes. In that case, there would be little reason to not pursue this. The only person who I can think of to ask at the moment is Misha. How badly do I want to know this? There's two options. Wait until after class. Or go look for her now. I guess I'll go now, but I'm not certain where she is. My best bet would be to start searching for her in the girls' dorm, though. After all, if she wasn't with Shizune, that's probably the only place where she would be. And we're just gonna casually walk into the girls' dormitory. Even though we've casually walked into the girls' dormitory already before on this show. A guy casually prowling around the girls' dorm early in the morning is unacceptable. But asking Misha about sign language classes in front of Shizune would be just unthinkable. She has to come to school sometime. After all, we're in the same class, and she too has to take this test. If I wait here, I'll be sure to see her sooner or later. I just hope she doesn't walk past me while I'm flipping through my notes. It turns out a pretty long wait. The students file into the school. I wonder if Misha's going to be late. Eventually, I catch sight of her, while she bounces across the grounds. Why could I imagine that's literally how she just moves? Just hopping? It hits me that I have to be blind to miss her with her incredibly distinctive hair. Look! It's the world's easiest game of Spot the Protag! Hi, He-Shan! Good morning! And for those of you who are new here, that voice has just hit you like a goddamn truck. Morning. That hearing that voice has smacked you harder than the car hit that one dude from that movie that I watched last night with Don. What the hell was it? He would know, and he would know. I don't have a lot of time left before class starts, so I cut directly to the chase. Hey, can I ask you a question? A question? Okay, He-Shan. Sure. I have time, but only because I'm late. What does that mean? You're not pregnant, are you? Oh, God. A part of me dies every time my voice hurts. I should have woken up earlier, but I was so tired. If I had, I would have to study. But since I didn't, it won't hurt. What is a He-Shan? Well, there are sign language classes here, right? Yep, they're electives. Why do you want to know, He-Shan? You get 3 guesses as to why the gentleman standing in front of you, who is, to your knowledge, is the second and only other person who has normal interactions with your one and only other friend. And your first 2 guesses don't count. Her brain fell into her hair drills. For some reason, that question briefly makes me panic over how someone could be probably this dumb. But then I look in the mirror, and I realize that I myself am dumb. I am the dumb. I'm going dumb going through this conversation. No reason. It sounds interesting. Oh yeah, no reason at all why I would want to learn sign language when I am friends with someone who needs sign language to communicate. Someone within the sight, sound, smell of my voice, I need you to travel to Japan, and I need you to hurdle a brick into the fictional world of Katawa Shoujo for me. They have portals, they have gateways in anime land, I know they do. They can't hide it. They're building mechs. Japan is building mechs. You tell me they don't have portals into anime land? Oh, God. If they did, it would be like that anime Gate all over again. Now I just want to watch Gate. Just want to watch an F4 Phantom run fade of 2 dragons. Like it's absolutely nothing. That was a good show. I'm not exactly being too subtle here, but Misha never seems to pick up on things like that anyway, so I'm probably being more cautious than is necessary. Well, He-Shan, I heard there are fewer and fewer students taking sign language every year. So, if you want to, I'm sure they'll let you in. Are you thinking of learning sign language, He-Shan? No! I'm just wondering if they do. I do this to myself. Yeah! If you learn sign language, He-Shan, that would make She-Shan really happy. If you want, we can go to the teacher's office after school. They'll probably let you in. That would be great. Should I learn Japanese sign language to continue to throw my coworkers through a loop? Don't tell Shizune that I want to learn it, though. Why not? So it could be a surprise. Besides, it'll look bad if you tell her this morning, and then I find out in the afternoon that I can't take the classes.
Aw, you're right, He-Chan. Still, this will be hard. It's such good news! I'm in the student...
I got stuck in the voice again. I'm in the student council, so I might as well try learning it. Even if it is just the basics. It'd be a step up from absolutely nothing. Besides, Susan and I can't keep relaying everything through you as if you were a phone or something, right? Ellipses. I no longer have the actual strength, physical, mental, and spiritual wise, to keep doing her laugh, but I'm going to try. You gotta do the hands on the hips too. You gotta stand up straight, and you gotta reach into the pits of your soul to rip that laugh out.
You're right, He-Chan.
The bell rings to signal the start of the first period, cutting our conversation short. I guess I'll just ask a teacher after classes are through. Her reaction was a little strange, but I forget about it as the day goes on. Ooh doo 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 doo. The bell rings, and the teacher at the front of the room gestures that classes are over for the day. Although getting into class was surprisingly easy, it's only been a few days, and I'm still not used to the experience. The actual signing is easier to pick up than I expect. Oh, we're just smack day right into it! Alright, I'm gonna leave it off there. Yeah, why not? I don't need people to sit through. I think some people feel it's bad enough probably making themselves, if you made yourself sit through this entire episode, I commend you. I really do. If I had a medal, I'd pass it out. Because it's a lot of strength for even me to sit through my content. But, whew! No need to have hour-long episodes for everything. We did the chapter. We did it good! I feel like I didn't fail the English language all too much. And now I'm slowly starting to be inspired to do more of my sign language studies. And not just for the American Sign Language. I'm going to throw everyone through a loop and just start doing German Sign Language one day in front of everyone. It's going to, baffle the living hell out of all. Anyway, if you guys had any fun whatsoever, if you had at least one giggle or two, do me a favor, leave a like, spread the word about these videos around a bit to get a little bit more traffic. I guess subscribe if you haven't already, that way you know when more of these videos are going up, and you'll be more in the loop when I finally finish this entire segment of visual novels and move on to something else. Yeah? Also, there's links for Facebook page and Discords down below. One other thing before you guys click off the video. Just keep being awesome out there. I don't know the sign language for adios, but adios.